Am I live? Are you there? Houston? Houston to all of you people. Are you guys there? Okay, let's see. Um Once I see it pop up, tell me in the chat if you see me. If you see me in the chat, that means I'm live because I'm going solo. An early one. Hello, Packerjack. Hello, Luck. Hello, let's go for a walk. Hello, John. Hello, William. Hello, Davio. All you fine people. I'm not going to continue to scroll up. You guys were chatting before I even got in here. Had to get a little bite to eat. Yes, it's a little early. Hi, Bobby and KT. Holy. So I told all of you fine people I was going to go on live yesterday. And guess what? I didn't lie because there was not intent. I got sick. I have been sick the last couple of days. I'm not here. I'm working. Alan, I will try not to distract you. Though, actually, I'm going to put this on the list. I got an update about something. So I made a list, and the list kept growing. And I'm like, oh, I can't. But yes, I want to come and see you and you and you and you and you. Hello to Mike if you're out there. Hello, Mike. It's your long lost wife. So there's nothing too groundbreaking, but there's tons of little updates. So rather than wait till Monday, I know the Discord room kind of goes ups and downs. Is this the Holy Corner show? No, when I said that, Holy sometimes will ask me like, oh, are you going to go on K-Pro's Corner? Or when I say something that I shouldn't, she's like, take that to K-Pro's Corner. I did not mean, I always would invite Holy to come on anytime she wants, but that's not what I meant at that time, Bobby Brass. But I didn't complete my whole sentence. Sometimes my brain works a little faster than my mouth. And then I go on to something else. So anyway, so I just wrapped up my day, and before Mike goes on, I thought he's like, you need to go on and just talk and look. This list, it arrived. It's not 6 pages like Packerjack, but at least it's something. So, and you can take it and leave it. And I like how Holy said, like, if you don't like it, you could just leave it alone. You don't have to go on live for 5 or 10 hours or go onto Discord for hours and talk about how terrible it is. You could just say, oh, and I need to learn to do that too. I do realize. So with all of that being said, let's get into some chase talk. It is mostly all about Forrest, Fenn, and the chase. I'm slowly weaning myself off. I know Summer, I look back and I look at some of the people right now and go, how can they do that? All those hours every day. I used to be there, so I get it. And I'm still not. I mean, I told Mike 1 hour, I'll do maybe an extra show, but that's it. And then I try to stay off. And sometimes I'm on Discord way too much or go up on Thor and start discussing and debating. But most of it ends up negative. We're all in that space of, no, yours is wrong. And now I need to take you down to tell you why. Okay, so let's start with, there was a question that I was brought up. There's 2 of them actually, and I didn't want to have to type it out in Discord. I know this really made somebody unhappy, like, oh, you always have to go live to tell a story. Yeah, because the story, to be able to type it all out, I'm sorry it upset you, but I didn't want to wait till Monday. So put an @KPro in the chat if you want my attention, because I'm just going to be chit-chatting away, pontificating, because that's what I do. The first is, somebody asked me, could I go over the details of my Nez Perce discussion with Forrest? And I won't call it the Nez Perce discussion, but where Nez Perce came up. So I will be happy to go over that. If it bores you, come back in 5 minutes because the story will be over. This was late 2018 or early 2019 or mid 2019, somewhere in that range, kind of Jack's on the scene, right? And Forrest said to me, and Cynthia was there, and Cynthia probably has better notes than I, so if I say this kind of wrong, okay. but this is what and I've talked about it before. And so Forrest said to me, so we haven't talked about it. What is your solve? And I said, it's Nez Perce. And he said, he stopped and he said, Nez Perce. And I said, yeah, Nez Perce. Have you heard of it? And he stopped. He said, Nez Perce what? And I said, what do you mean? And he said, Nez Perce Trail, Nez Perce Creek, Nez Perce Battle, like Nez Perce what? And I said, oh, it's the battles. The first one is WWWH. And he's like, so the first battle is WWWH. Where's your second? And I said, the second is the second battle. And he's like, how far is that away? And I don't remember if it's 10 or 30 miles. And he's like, you do know what the word contiguous means, right? Like touching. So there's two things there. Did I kiss and make up on Mike's show? I still think he's adorable, but yeah, a little bit too much of that kind of talk. So I got off. So there's two things that I would say. One, I now know what contiguous meant. The WWWH definitely had, I thought since the whole trail had the battles on it, that as long as it was along the trail, the WWWH didn't have to exactly touch Canyon and all of that. Well, I knew that was wrong. But the most interesting part was, that's when Cynthia said, when 9 Mile Hole was first being talked about, she said, you do know that 9 Mile Hole is on Nez Perce Trail. I'm like, oh man, was that it? I don't know. If you believe in 9 Mile Hole, sure, it helps confirmation bias. If it isn't, then no, it means nothing. So anyway, not doing Discord, it's full of Nooker lovers. I would say there's more against 9 Mile than for 9 Mile, in my personal opinion. I think there's 2 or 3 of us that, well, and I don't know where Ben is. Ben looks like he may be on now. I don't know. There's more against, I think, than for, but I everybody is allowed to, is in a voice from heaven. So how that PhD going for you? Yeah, like you need a crutch, woman. Like, yeah. So he basically laid it out. So let me go back. I'm going everywhere. Sorry. Punctuation bias. I have a semicolon story for you. That'll be really funny. Again, I couldn't type it all out on Discord, and I know that sent some off the edge, but I will discuss it here. So there's my Nez Perce story. It's nothing huge, but Nez Perce what? Well, if it wasn't Nez Perce or related to Nez Perce, would he have even asked me what? That's up to you to think about. Okay. The next is the semicolon. Have you guys not seen the semicolon from Packer Jack? This semicolon has single-handedly moved Ben and tipped him back over to the 9 Mile Hole solve and believer in it. So basically I'm going to draw it because I am not really good at, oh shoot, I'm a little messy right now. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm gonna draw it for you because Packer Jack has a copywritten PowerPoint and I don't want to get in trouble for copyright infringement. So it's basically like this. Okay, you guys ready? This is this is actually pretty clever. And I had asked Packer Jack, have you had this for a while? Here it is. Hole 9, semicolon, 9 Mile Hole. I mean, shut the front door, shut off all YouTube. It's over. It's over. Okay, now Alan Kelly brings up a good point. If you guys remember back a couple of years ago, now it's many years ago, when Sean from the flip side, his entire solve, I guess, was around punctuation. And it started out with Rick asking a question, something, and then I did a follow-up. That was the set of words that came to Thor. And the follow-up question was, does any of the punctuation matter in the solve, in solving the poem? And Forrest's answer was no. And Sean Dotson lost his mind. He actually sent Forrest an email that said, don't you know who I am? I will single-handedly leave the chase, and this will bring down the entire chase if I leave because I'm the leading tuber. And And you must recant that punctuation doesn't matter because it made him like not believe in a solve, or his solve looked silly or something. Forrest rarely sent me emails, but he forwarded me an email and said, "Who is this guy?" Like single-handedly, like you keep the chase going, etc. And Forrest said, "I'm not going to recant it," but he used different words, or I don't know, gave him an out of some sort. But Forrest is pretty clear. Punctuation did not matter. So I agree with Alan Kelly on that part. But here's an interesting part. So way back, my first search partner, you guys all know, was my brother. This was back in 2015. And a big piece of the solve, hold on one second, I see a K-Pro. If the semicolon idea is valid, then who needs WWWH? Just figure the semicolon trick out, free ride to the end. Yeah, Packer Jack answered that. Oh, come on, Debbie Downer, USA China. That is way too logical. Well, let me tell you why I think that semicolon, maybe it's just a subtle hint that you look back and go, oh my gosh. So my brother had a solve, and his solve was in a different location than Oho. Oho was my solve, but it was close enough that we went together. I know, USA China, well, I forgive you. You're so sweet. And it was all based on the semicolon. And I don't even remember the details. I just knew like the semicolon, you made a change there, or there was a tense change or a direction change. I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. But he told me, and you guys know, you tell me, I tell everybody, I put up on Chase Chat, and he called me and he was so mad. He's like, you put my super secret information. Somebody's now going to solve it because of that. And I said, okay, don't get upset. I'll take it down. I said, before I do though, let me ask Forrest if it even matters and see if he answers. Will you be less mad at me that way? And he's like, yes. And I can't believe it. You gave my super secret away. And it was something about the semicolon. I don't remember. It was like, you move this way. I don't remember. So I emailed Forrest and I said, my brother's super upset. The semicolon, I guess, really matters in his solve. Can you tell me if it does or doesn't? And he said, Forrest's response was, show me your post and I'll comment on that. So I sent him the link. And he said, tell your brother he absolutely has no issues. He's wrong, or something like that. Like his explanation of the semicolon was wrong. Well, the interesting part to that is, why did he need to see it? Why wouldn't he just say the semicolon didn't matter? Why did he need to see the post? Riddle me that, Riddler. You see? And you guys say Forrest only gives secrets to women. My brother's a guy. Neener. Just being silly. Just being silly. Okay, so there you have it. 2 groundbreaking, breaking news. The chase is over because of semicolon. Doesn't matter. Doesn't it matter? I don't know. Sorry. Nez Perce, did it matter? Sounds like if you're 9 Mile Hole, Nez Perce and the semicolon mattered. If you're not, it doesn't. Okay, so let's get on to a few other things that I think are pretty interesting. Some of you are, does your brother have a guy's name? Yes. I don't think Forrest, well, my brother was there when I did this and said hello to Forrest and Bullwinkles on the super secret cameras. So, but he definitely has a guy name, but I just called him my brother. I didn't call him by name. Anyway, okay. So the next is, some of you are very confused about Dan Barbarisi's book. And so her brother's a name for that. Alan K. I'm glad you took your funny pills today. Okay. So where was I? Oh, Dan Barbarisi. Several of you are confused, and I am going to unconfuse you, or maybe confuse you more. So many of you are like, what is the new Dan Barbarisi book? And I want to buy this new book. He's doing another book? No. So the process, when you go through the writing process and put out a book, you put it back. I wish I had it here. It's a nice hard copy, big book. And it's gorgeous. And some of you guys do it e-books. But if you bought Dan Barbarisi's book, a year or 2 ago, this book is gorgeous, hardbound, hardcover book. Then what they do is, after that kind of wanes and goes down, the sales and time, I don't know if it's a set amount of time, they converted over to soft copy. And soft copy, they basically reprint it in smaller form with the little novel size, and you get, as an author, get to update the book with what we call an epilogue. So it's basically here's an update since the last time, especially if you're doing anything that is in recent news and things. Dan talks too fast. I could give him a run for his money. Or you could just slow it down when you rewatch it on YouTube. So he has done that. So he has come to, in January, his publisher came to him and said, it's time for the epilogue. He spoke to Jack. He spoke to a few searchers, and he updated his book. Now that it's the same book, except for the very, very, very end, there's going to be an epilogue, or maybe, I think it's at the end, kind of an update. Here's the update. It's an update chapter. And in that update chapter, I went to several of his virtual book fairs, and he's talked to different searchers, and I talked to him. I'm not sure when I last talked to him. I think since then. He will have an update, but his update is in January from Jack. So all of his updates that we are going to see when it goes to print and comes out, I believe it's in May, will be a little bit dated, but it will have an update. He did disclose that he got an update from Jack. He does have some updates from different searchers. I don't know who else he has. You'll have to buy the book and see. So, and he'll do the same thing. He's doing the tour around and talking to everybody, because it'll spur up sales again for the soft copy, because the soft copy is obviously a lot less expensive. So, but it'll have that updated chapter. So those of you that think there are two different books, you are mistaken. I guess there are two different books, but most of the chapters and everything will be the same except for this epilogue. And again, for the hardcore searchers like you and you and you and me, it'll probably be outdated information to what we have. But to a average reader, it'll be, oh, that's interesting, because they're not following everything that is out there. Dan, state is factual. I think it was factual. It's based on fact, as he knew it. Now, some people could say, could he have been manipulated? Could he be a paid actor? Is he the Chase Underground? There's lots of discussion about the Chase Underground. So I don't know, but I think it's Dan's portrayal of fact. And I have to tell you, that those of you that weren't around when it was said that there was no issue at Forrest home on the day of the find, and Matt left, and Matt said there was no issues, and he had interviewed everyone the day that it happened. It sure was nice to have that little bit of factual information laid out there. But that's so far in the past, we won't go back there. So that's Dan's. And if anybody has questions for me, at KPro, I have just this list, and I'm going through my little list and checking it off one by one. Those of you that have not been up on Thor, so here's another thing. So when it comes to the FBI raid, that was in 2009, FBI and BLM, it was a joint raid. Many of you have said, and even recently in Discord, why are you even trying to get the FOIA? It was already done years ago. You're just trying to, remain relevant. Okay, so when someone passes away, and you can think that, but when somebody passes away, a lot of the records become unsealed. But not only that, the FOIA has to be done in a correct way. If you get it in a correct way, you will get more information. Well, Goldilocks, the super legal person, she actually sent a document to me because it was too big, and we broke it up. And it was the application for the search warrant. Basically why the government thought they should be able to go in and do a raid on Forrest home. And it talked about his friend Billy. That's what he went by, Billy. Does that sound familiar? And this informant, and what they did as a precursor, and they were testifying to, this is why we think there's more illegal things there. It's kind of interesting. Anyone have seal in your records? What does that mean, Davio? I don't know what that means. Okay, you guys are having fun. Am I the only one that still thinks the chest was in northern New Mexico? I do not think you're alone, Rooster. I think the people that are convinced it's in Wyoming believe it's in Wyoming. I believe the people that think it's in another state will probably never, even if they see more. Um, I don't know. Billy is also Jack's code name at the house, negative connotation. Well, Billy was actually his friend. Billy was not the informant. Billy was not involved in it. So I wonder, I don't know. I don't think negative, because if it was the informant, then I could see that. But Billy was actually the guy that brought in the informant without knowing. So that's just kind of interesting. Maybe Forrest killed off witnesses CIA style. Sir, ask a lot. We have no proof of those things. No, no, no. No, no, no. Luck agrees with you. New Mexico. I think there's some other searchers that would agree with you. Discord is the vibe. Yeah, Discord is all things. It's good, it's bad. There's some great things about it. I went into Holy and I chit chatted in it's called Speak Easy. It's like the chat version. But yeah. Anagram 9 Mile Hole. Hello, Anagram Madison River Diversion. All right. Okay. And that's why some people are saying you're trying to force 9 Mile Hole. No, I just like GPS, I thought of it at a time. It wasn't even mine. 9 Mile Hole is not mine. I wish I had this. I had Ojo Caliente. I went the wrong way. I went down directionally. I did not go down the river. Yeah. So if you know, so the search warrant information, it's kind of funny because there is a 9 Mile from 9 Mile, Utah, one of the items that was seized. Or up for discussion in the search warrant. And if you know Ben, and it is pretty interesting to see how many times 9 Mile comes up in different aspects of DB Cooper, DB Cooper and Forrest Fenn. 9 Mile, 9 Mile, 9 Mile, 9 Mile, 9 Mile, not 9 Mile Hole Yellowstone, 9 Mile, 9 Mile. I don't know. 9 Mile Hole is too obvious in my opinion. Yeah, but Forrest kind of said that. You could stick it on a Sir ask a lot. Do you think Goldilocks is Carl Summer? No, absolutely not. I will not say her name. She did a YouTube show many years ago, and I know her name and what she looks like. And Carl, I have seen pictures of. So, and Carl, they are not the same person in any regard, in my opinion. It doesn't mean that I'm not on payroll and I just got paid some extra money for that. You don't know. You don't know. But no, they are not the same person, in my opinion. It's funny because some people were saying, you know, such and such and such and such the same person. And I'm like, but I've met both of them going to all these different events over the last make sure to hang up when you're finished Discord. Yeah, there was one searcher that was on, and I actually went in because I'm like, oh, he's by himself. And you know, there's one searcher that's by herself a lot in there, but this one is like, oh no, he probably wants to talk. And I came in and I'm like, hello. And he still had his mic on. I guess he had it on all day. We saved him. So, or not we, Holy saved him. Goldilocks is an independent female searcher. I've spoken to her. Pre-find. Yes, that's a great way of putting. So there is another confirmation. If you believe Holy is not me and that isn't Goldilocks, that isn't Carl, maybe we're all one and the same. I think the funniest one is at World Series of Fenn. I had a searcher walk up, and she's been to several of them, and she said, "You are K-Pro is Forrest Fenn on all the blogs, and you and him are one and the same." And I said, but I'm right. Do you mean like I'm covering for him or I give him my sign on? She's like, no, you are one and the same. And I'm like, but you're standing here talking to me and you have seen Forrest and I at the Jamie event. You were there. We were both in the room. It's like Clark Kent and Superman can't be in the same room, but if they are, that probably makes them two different people. And she's like, no, you're not. You are Forrest Fenn. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not picking up your vibe. I don't. She got a little upset. I got a little upset. I was just like, I just don't know what you're saying. Like, if you want to share the crazy pills, you can share them. And then calling her crazy. It didn't end well. It ended with Mike asking me, why don't you go over there? And then by the time I got back, she was gone. So that's good because she thought I was worse. Okay. You all assume 9 Mile is in Yellowstone. Exactly. 9 Mile. Well, 9 Mile Hole is in Yellowstone, but 9 Mile, like when I put up that Chauncey had died at 9 Mile, Oh my gosh. Oh, Christy's so wrong. Oh my God, Capro said it. I said 9 Mile, not 9 Mile Hole. So, but who are you, Bobby? Come on, Bobby. Well, we just found out Vertigo is Frenzy and Frenzy is Vertigo. I thought that was funny. And I will say, knowing a lot of people will accuse other people. I being on Thor, I can actually do a IP check and see who is everyone else. So Gedelkin, I tried that once, and you weren't happy with me. So I don't know if you are messing with me or not. So I don't know what to say to that. Yes, Forrest did have a discussion with you and me in a very positive way, and I'll just leave it at that. But I tried to convey that once, and you and I did not have a good exchange about that. So I apologize for that upsetting you, because it was actually meant in a very positive way. Okay, let's go back. Oh, up on Thor, you would be amazed. Many people have 2 or 3 accounts. But many people have 4 or 5, and some of them are innocent. Some of them are, I lost my password, I couldn't figure out how to reset it, so I just did a second one. But some people, when they're trying to make their point, they'll go in under other people, kind of like Jack did with In the Wood 33, and he comes in and answers himself just to try to make the point. Isn't that kind of funny? Okay, so do you guys know the whole map? Oh, let's wait. I'm gonna wait on all of the DB Cooper stuff, because I know some of you just drop off when I talk DB Cooper. Okay, so let's talk about documentaries. Ooh, wow. Yikes. Okay, the sun hit just right there. Do you think Jack is on Thor now? I don't know if he's a registered user. I think he would have to be watching everything. I think that's what he does. He watches everything, in my opinion. Thank you for banning me on Thor. I needed a break. A long break was good. Well, that's good, Shy Guy. I'm glad. Are you fully convinced the Nez Perce art involved? Fenn's response to you about Nez Perce, what's interesting to say the least. Joseph, I believe Nez Perce was involved by his statement. Now, if it wouldn't have been involved at all, I think now my Nez Perce trail, where I thought it was actually at the 4th or 5th battleground, I think was wrong. But my current thought is 9 Mile Hole. So I personally would say that's what I believe the Nez Perce part of it was. So I believe Nez Perce was a part of the solve. So there you go. Okay, so where were we? Oh, documentaries. So here's what I'm hearing. This is rumor part, because I'm on Capro's Corner. Nobody can get mad at me, Neener, Billy Goat. There was 2 main documentaries that were underway. One of them is gone. So one of them, and I heard they sold a lot of their footage to the Netflix one. So the one was supposed to be on Discovery like got bought out or something. That was the one that Dan Barbarisi was going to be in. Now many people have moved over to Jared's, and then we have Jens's as well, but I'm talking kind of major network one. And they just got delayed. So they were supposed to start filming, and they've just gotten delayed a couple of months, which is never good in the TV world. So is it just a delay? The people that they were supposed to start filming, they have kind of universally talked to and said, yeah, we're not right now. Never a good sign. Does that mean they've lost whatever? Haven't heard that, but some telltale signs are on their way. So are we going to see a Netflix series? I don't know. Oh, okay. So let's talk about the court cases. This is interesting because I think this may be some of the reason we're not hearing some things, as we know. So there was, 5 or 6 cases. They all kind of went away, we thought, but there was really 3 that were existing. And I went over this, I think, 2 shows ago. One is Erskine. Erskine went all the way up to Ninth Circuit. I thought once you got dismissed at Ninth Circuit, you're done. Well, no, there's a way to appeal that. So that is up at the Ninth Circuit appeal. But it's gone all the way up, dismissed at every turn. That one is still alive, but definitely patients on the table. So let's table that one. The other that was in the existing New Mexico court, his last name was Combs. He had two interveners saying, wait, no, I'm the one or two interveners saying, no, wait, I want to intervene because I really want to tell Taylor Swift what the actual assault is. Well, that got dismissed, I think, yesterday or this morning. I'm not sure when it hit the docket. It went up on Thor. So that one is now dismissed. And everyone can be rest assured that Taylor Swift is now off the hook from going to court. And um, yeah, she's no longer involved in any active case. Now, how much does Erskine owe? From what I understand, Erskine, his first at like the regular court or at the first court, I want to say it was right around 100,000, and then it was 180,000 with the Colorado one. So I believe around 300. It's between 2 and 300,000 so far. I believe as he continues to appeal, and they keep cautioning him. They cautioned him again when he did another appeal to the appeal of the appeal of the appeal. I believe that Taylor's username is on YouTube. Do you want to know who Taylor's username is on YouTube? My guess would be Taylor Swift, but I don't know. Taylor Swift being involved in this is silly sauce. Silly sauce. Okay. Where was I? So around 2 to 300,000 would be my guess. I don't know in total. It's sad. So, but did you guys hear me? This is good news. So Erskine, we're gonna kind of. I don't think anything's being held up on Erskine. So now we're down to 2 cases. The first case is Combs. Combs is done. So now we're down to really just one, and that's the probate hearing. So let me give you. So there are like 5 named creditors against the estate. When you go against the estate, compound interest. When you go against the estate, if you're dismissed in court or you dismiss it, if you dismiss or your court or you have been dismissed, then you basically, from what I understand, again, I'm not an attorney, you basically by default are no longer a creditor, even though you might still show up. It'll settle out once you're dismissed on the other courts. So everybody has settled out. Like Sandu was one of the creditors, but Sandu was dismissed in the regular court. So the regular court will kind of trump over once they go to hearing. There is one left, and his name is McCracken. McCracken is suing for fraud, and he believes that Forrest is still alive, and he's trying to get the FBI involved on this cover-up by multi-government, kind of like what you were saying, Shy Guy. He is kind of alive and well in court. I won't say alive and well, just meaning his case continues to move on. Because it is in probate court rather than normal court, I don't even know what to call it. He is, not all the documents are available, so only some of them have been available. But we have this week, 3:30, which was yesterday, we have that there was a deposition given by Zoe. So is the deposition specifically in relation to McCracken or the whole case in general? I don't know. So to be able to sue against Forrest, your statute of limitations has passed. So everything in this court will be what is against him. Now you can still go against Jack later. Jack's its own thing, but against Forrest, this is it because Forrest has passed. And yeah, I wish it was a kangaroo court. It's an actual court. So the pre-trial hearing is May 16th and the docket call is June 13th. So the depositions are closed. That's what's happening this week. And it looks like somebody, and I believe it's Zoe, but I can't tell by the docket. I would love to have anybody legal kind of weigh in on these. No, don't say that. I'm reading the comments. No. Okay, so right now depositions are being made, and the hearing for probate is what's coming up next, which is May 16th. And then, So it's a pre-trial conference, and then June 13th is the docket call. I don't exactly understand the difference. The pre-trial conference, maybe making sure everybody's lined up, there's no settlement, etc. That would be my guess. And then the docket call is like the full-fledged hearing is June 13th. So May 16th is the next time we will see something, I think, significant. I think it's Phil McCracken. No, it's Jamie McCracken. If you guys ever have been to Harry's forum, I just got banned on there because I asked Jamie about it. And Jamie is Harry, Harry is Jamie. And again, he's the one that believes there's some women involved. He calls her the mountain lion. He believes Forrest is alive. He thinks that's who I meet with when I go to Santa Fe, and I am like conspiring to keep the story and the conspiracy going. I don't even know what to say to that. I thought we were having a cordial back and forth, but he is in the court system. It does look like there is an intervener this week or in the last couple of weeks. So somebody is trying to intervene and say, no, I am the real one. I don't know. He was making a Phil McCracken joke. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. So that is, let's see, where are we at? We are at, so that's where the court case is. Any chance of, I think, the family becoming a part of any discussion, like Shiloh had said, maybe he was going to, hold on one second. Hi. Yes, there you go, little babies. Okay. Any thought that there is engagement with Shiloh, et cetera, I think will be after these hearings. So it sounds like it's really down to one, which will be McCracken, who believes Forrest is alive and the FBI needs to investigate. So that kind of tells you where, I mean, I hope it just all settles then. I don't know what that looks like. So, but just know that that hearing is set for May 16th pretrial and then June 13th. You sound like you're full. Yes, I have a cold right now, which the best time in the world to get sick is when you're by yourself and not with everybody. Actually, I mean that. But yeah, it's been a little rough the last 48 hours or so. Shiloh's a good kid. See, I don't see him as a kid. He's still like, he's an adult to me. But yes, he's a good soul. We had a good time. Okay, so let me talk a little bit of D.B. Cooper, just because I know Alan's here and I know Packer Jack's here. I went back and clarified. So you guys know the train of communication that I said, and I never misrepresented. I just didn't see people's names because I knew they were going to be hounded for additional information, which happened. So Cynthia said she was meeting, or she was going to have a conversation with Dale because Dale was having a lunch with Creighton. Creighton is Skippy's son. And she said, are there any questions you want answered? And one of the questions that I wanted answered is Skippy D.B. Cooper. At World Series of Fenn, she showed me a text that came from Dale that said, oh, and Creighton answered if Skippy was DB, and he said, yes, my dad was DB Cooper, ... LOL. So I clarified today because I happened to be talking to Cynthia on something else. I said, do you think we never got to talk about it at World Series of Fenn again? We haven't been able to catch up on it. Do you think there's a there? And she said, absolutely not. They were laughing about it. They thought it was comical. And I went, oh. I said, okay, she goes, I know, and I know you're focused on this, like I'm focused on the Nook. No, it wasn't. She goes, but I do still think there's something there. She goes, I don't think it's Skippy. She goes, I think it could be somebody he went to military school with or something, because how Shiloh answered that. She goes, but don't think anything came from Creighton. And I said, okay, I'm going to clarify that today. And the line of communication, the more, Toby did a show on this. If you hear something directly, it's 100%. If you hear something like from Cynthia and she heard it directly, let's put it at 75. That heard it from Dale, that's 50. That heard it from, you go down from there. But that's the best I had, and I gave you the best information at the time. But that's what we had. Any closer to a date? What date? Are you getting married, Adam? What date? What are we talking about? I got distracted. Okay. I think Forrest and no one else. Alan Kelly, I can see that. And so I'm I think that's still an interesting one. I don't think that, but it's still an interesting one. Okay. Oh, UK meetup. Oh, I want to go. There's no way I can go, but I want to go. Oh, yeah, because is it soccer related or something? Anyway, when Packer comes over. Okay. So that is the DB story. Creighton kind of clears up. I know somebody had emailed Creighton and said, K-Pro said you told her it was Skippy. And they're like, no, not true. And Creighton was correct, though. It's not true. So wording matters. How things are said matters. Hi, Brett John. UK meetup. I'm so jealous. You guys need to give us live updates. Okay. So that was the sale update. Oh, this is the other one. Somebody asked me, can you give any clarity to find the doctor, you'll find the chest? And this was one of the reasons I talked to Cynthia today, is I wanted to discuss with her what exactly she remembers. Because we were, in general, talking about, so this was back in it would have been 2019. And we were discussing with Forrest different famous people that were treasure hunting. And we talked about Suzanne Summers. We talked about Ashton Kutcher. There was somebody else. And Forrest said, and this is the best of my recollection, I don't take all these notes, and so I might be a little off, but I'm in good faith trying to give you the information I have. Forrest said, did you know that Donald Trump's doctor he only searched once? And I said, oh, that's kind of a famous person, but probably not somebody you'd know by name. He goes, yeah, find the doctor, find the chest. And it was kind of a running joke. It got really ugly for a while because there's actually two doctors. He has a personal doctor, and then he has a White House appointed doctor. And then he told us he tried to put in for I think it was right during the election. I don't remember enough detail to say it for sure. He said he tried to put in for vacation and he couldn't get it. He was going to search again, but he only searched once. So it kind of went with that 200-footer. And so find the doctor, find the chest, find the doctor, find the chest. So I asked her, I said, do you remember if he specifically said, find Trump's doctor? Because he could have been like doing Fenn speak. And she said, no. After World Series of Fenn, she said her and Candy were talking. They were friends again after World Series of Fenn. And she said, hey, can you go look up, does it actually say in your email with Forrest, Trump's doctor? Or does it say doctor? And they were talking, and they were kind of trying to like get back to some of the stuff that they weren't talking before World Series of Fenn, but they were friends after that. And she said, and I don't know if this is true or not, but she said that Candy had told her, and this was only a month and a half ago, that it did say Trump's doctor in her email. Because my thought was, find the doctor, find the chest in 2019. Was he referring to Jack? Now, she believes, I said, what's your theory on find the doctor, find the chest? And she thinks it is Trump's doctor. And if you look at the story that Trump's doctor put out, he was on Obsidian Creek, and Dig and Gypsy found all the obsidian up at 9 Mile Hole. Okay, that's a little far-fetched for me. Either way, I don't know which one, but somebody asked me, can you give me the details? And I called Cynthia today, and I got additional detail. I did not know about the exchange after World Series of Fenn between Candy and Cynthia. So it seems that from that exchange, I didn't see the email, that it's Trump's doctor. Again, I don't know. But if it's doctor or Trump's doctor, either way, you could confirmation bias that right into 9 Mile Hole is kind of my point. So does it matter? I don't know. So if it does for you, I don't know. There you go. There you have it. You guys asked, you wanted to know about the Nez Perce story. I told you the semicolon story. I told you, and now I told you the doctor story. I do know that after it all came out on YouTube, he was getting harassed so badly. Forrest was really saying, do not say anything more. And that was where some of the falling out of things happened, because some people don't care about that. Some people do, and some people stop, and some people don't. Here's just a funny one. here's one that is a complete coincidence. And it's really interesting to me how coincidences can happen. So Matt Love did a review. A journalist by the name of Matt Love did a review on Ha Ha Ha, the DB Cooper story years ago. I want to say 10 or 15 years ago. Ben had followed up with him to get some detail. Well, Matt Love, just like in the last month, updated his story with a reference to Ben, and not by name, but like, oh, I just had somebody inquire and now I have a bunch of inquiries coming. And he said, do I have more coming and up my sleeve? Yes. Think Zane Grey or Zane Grey. Now, the funny thing is, if you guys have been on my Facebook, we bought another storage unit. When we bought the storage unit, guess what there is a collection of books of? Zane Grey. This is a 1920s author, and these are highly collectible books. Now, this entire auction, this entire storage auction has collectible Hot Wheels, collectible Playboys, collectible lunch pails, collectible, you name it, there's a collectible. But Zane Grey at the, oh, hi. I'm just going to keep moving this way until, okay. At the same time that Zane Grey was, does the doctor have a name? Stop saying Trump. Lori, I agree with you. I don't remember the name. I remember we were looking at the wrong doctor for a long time. Let's not say the name. Let's all move on. Let's just say President's doctor. No, I don't want to say Trump. I don't want to say the doctor's name. Let's not. No politics. No. Let's move on. Okay, going back to Zane Grey. Zane Grey is an interesting one because I can tell you the storage auction and myself had nothing to do with Matt Love and his Zane Grey comments. Some people can say Chase Underground and it's all a conspiracy because I'm going to have the book that he's going to reference because I told Mike, you're not allowed to sell it yet until we know what Matt Love's going to say. Isn't it funny? Isn't it hilarious that that comes up? It is truly a coincidence. Just like I truly believe GPS is a coincidence. Maybe it won't be at the end of the day. But Zane Grey lived on Catalina Island, California, which is where the treasure was found. Is that a hint to the creator? What are you talking about? What treasure? I went to 6th grade camp at Catalina Island. I've been to Catalina Island 100 times. I've been to Catalina Island with my kids. What are you talking about, Holy? Okay, I need to know more, Holy. You obviously know something. And put it in Discord if you want to. Okay. Okay, you guys are talking about other things. So, Zane Grey, I just thought was interesting. Oh, and then there was also Cody, a bunch of Bill Cody comic books and collectibles. I'm still trying to find them because I know some searchers are interesting. Is Matt Love a treasure creator? No, he was just somebody who did a book review on Ha Ha Ha. I think he's up from that area. Yeah, K-Pro, the anagram or homophone that makes the GPS. Then call it an anagram homophone. Okay, if that makes you happy, I sure will, Davio. The anagram homophone that makes the GPS. I just call it GPS. I call it turd. Let's call it turd. Just because I know he likes that. Okay, so we talked about the doctor. We talked about Obsidian. How are we doing on time? Ooh, I've been on a long time, 48 minutes already. Okay. I'm playing 100% unrelated things. That's what I mean. Isn't it crazy? But when you said Catalina Island, oh, Mr. Clue, yes, that's when I do remember all of that. So, okay. 9 Mile Search Warrant, we talked about. What else do we want to talk about? That's about my list of things. And I never like to go over an hour, but I think it was, there hasn't been any talk of the auction site in a while. I thought that was interesting. Some of us were talking kind of underground, and a lot of people were talking about it. But so today's a big day because I will wrap up with Combs being out of court now. It was dismissed without prejudice, so it means he can refile. I don't know if he will, but it does mean he can. But there's all the stories that I have of Nez Perce and the semicolon Dan Barbarisi, Zane Grey, the search warrant, Discord, trying to hang in. There's kind of like two camps. That's the hardest part about there. Creighton, I clarified that. What do you make of Copper's dance hiatus? What does it mean? It's interesting because up on his Facebook, he's like with the family and he's doing Orlando and stuff. I texted him. Oh, and I owe him a text back on something totally unrelated, personal. Is he in Puerto Rico with Jack and his chest? I don't believe the chest is in Puerto Rico. No, I think he is vacationing. It looks like he's vacationing with family and friends, or family and family, like his whole family, like his wife and family. I do think it's interesting, though, that Dan did not want to comment on any part of the Packer Jack comment. And he's like, it was only Packer Jack. I'm like, no, you were in there commenting. And he just wasn't ready for it. So, in my opinion, it sounds like there's something. But this week, it sounds like they're doing a fundraiser. So if it was the fundraiser, that's okay. I just think everybody's not in a place where they can take those kind of jokes. But I hope it was just a lighthearted joke. Or it's something big. You never know. I don't know. Leaving everybody hanging for 2 weeks. I don't like it. But I don't get a vote. You asked the solver buyer Jack to someday say what the special item is. What if that would reveal too much info? How could it? And it's okay to say that would reveal too much info. Jack saying it doesn't exist. Did he take it out before Dan Barbarisi then would have to see it and know it? What do you guys want as an update from Dan? There's a question. I'd like to know, did Dan know about 2019 and Jack? That would be my question. Has the treasure chest sold? Or what are the details, at least in January? That would have been interesting. K-Pro, I asked Jack about the special item at length. He is not aware of anything. That's what he told me. He said, I don't know what it was. If I would have gotten more time with Forrest, I would have asked him, but nothing, just like the key word. He's like, there might have been one in Forrest's mind. There wasn't one for me. So I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying he doesn't seem to have that information. I want to know if Jack asked about the gems. Yeah, the thumbnail that I put on here, that sure does look significantly different than what was found. All those gems, they're just not in there. Not questioning, just pointing my stupid out. Yeah, he was not aware. How can he not be aware? I mean, I don't know, maybe. I guess until I had my mother pass, it's like seize every moment when somebody gets a little older. Maybe he just didn't know, and COVID and being in Puerto Rico when he didn't have to be. Maybe Dan should be asking us questions. I don't think Dan is that invested. I think he's back to his sports life. He is finishing this up. I know some were saying like, oh, he's gearing up to write Forrest's biography or autobiography. No. In my opinion, he has moved on to he's still trying to finish up his project that he did, which is this. But no, I don't believe that in any way. Is it right to search for the bells, or should we let the future have them? I think it's okay to search for anything as long as we don't get too far in my opinion. If we get into, and I got really intense. Some people gave me a hard time I ordered Forrest's will. I ordered his death certificate. I wanted to see it for myself. Maybe that was too far. Shy Guy, I think you've gone too far at times. So if we could search for the bells without you or I or anyone else going too far into people's personal worlds, and again, I'm talking to myself as well. Well, the bells and the jars are different, and I won't go into all that. I'll let Ben go into all that, but the bells and the jars are different. I think that would be interesting. K-Pro, any movement to have Rudy, Cynthia, Dale, or any more info? Cynthia is willing when Rudy is. Rudy, I don't want to speak for Rudy. I'll just say Rudy has not put a video out because that's factually correct. I don't want to talk for him because it gets the drama police going. And you can see he's been very quiet. Some people I know thrive on the conflict and chaos, and some people don't. And I think Rudy is a down to earth human being that doesn't like any of that. Dale, I believe Dale is done. I feel this is very. I'm not speak. I have had some correspondence with Dale, and I just think he's not wanting to not do the interview with me anymore. He's wanting to move on. Um, I'm going to earmark that and give a totally different topic or question. Um, I think Dale was not included in any of the ending other than what we saw. And there was time that Forrest and Dale could have had a conversation before Dale or before Forrest passed. I think Dale got more screwed over than anyone in the chase. I think he gave more. I think he took more crap. I didn't know him really well. He was just always kind to me. And I know he was really harsh and moderated and all that, but he took a lot on. And I don't think he's bitter. I think he's just ready to move on. I don't know if he feels used or not. I probably would if I were him. And I think he knows it now. Now that the things that have come out and how far we've gotten, I think he deserved more. And I don't know. That's my opinion only. He hasn't said any of that, just with how, just his words. I mean, I just think, yeah. Let's see. Second part to Cynthia's last interview. She right now is traveling. So I know that won't be happening anytime soon. It's a good question because I thought she was putting up 4 parts all at the same time. And I don't think so now. I should say facts speak for themselves. But yeah, God, I'd love to see the rest of that. Did anyone ever ask Creighton or Dale if there are pre-1946 fishing logs? I bet there are. No one asked him as far as I know. But what more can we get from the logs that we don't already have? I think it's so obvious that 1946, post 1946, there's just so much there. But would there be like I try to only tap that well maybe once a month, once every other month, where I just check in with Dale and I say hi, and I ask him for something or something like that. And the fishing logs was one maybe 6 months ago I asked for, and he was great. He put them up and all that. Would that be what you want to hear from him more than something else? When Forrest was 13. Okay. Goes right over their heads. Okay. My mind says about 12 or 13, 42, 43. Okay. I can ask him. I mean, the way I look at it is as long as I don't inundate them, and people that email people 10, 20, a lot of times, they need to realize sometimes when you push more, you get less. So I'll put it in the queue for, I already had my March one. And I only do that out of respect. It's not like he said, only email me. He gave me his email, his email that works. And I should just try not to inundate him too much. Yeah, I could ask him though of the fishing logs, and maybe one day he'll chit chat. I don't know. Okay, yes, if USA, China, and Holly both agree. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I don't have the 420 spook weed every day. Yay. Okay. Other questions before I go? We're at the 58-minute mark. Look at that. Hour just flew by. I don't even know how you guys do 5 and 6 and 8 hours and all of that every day. I can't do it. I guess I could watch it. I just can't do it, especially alone. So, yeah, I can ask him. We'll see. But what else does he have? If he was doing the biography, how many audio tapes and stories and all of that he must have, which is phenomenal. But why he was treated the way he was, I don't get. Yep, hour's about right. That's what I like. So I have to go finish up the rest of my day. And I know you have a little bit more hours. So know that tonight Mike is going to go over a thought experiment. I'm going to try to be on. I don't know. I might be knocked out by then. Did you schedule the storage function when you were away? No, I wasn't. I was able to get it all there, and then he's supposed to get it organized. It's way, way, way too much right now. So it's probably going to wait until I mean, this one, usually you throw away about 3/4 of the storage auction. This one, there was so much good stuff, so many collectibles and things. I'm some of it's going to need to wait for me. So there you go. There you have it. So thanks for being here, guys. And if you have questions for me, you can shoot me an email. I'm going to do kind of like one of these where I just do kind of an update here and there. It's too hard to write out long stories on Thor or on Discord or wherever. And so it's easier to talk to you people. And it was great seeing you all again on Capro's Corner. I'll be more ornery next time, I promise. So bye, guys. Have a good night.